Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Lord with the Monday, June 20th edition of the CBC Evening News and our top story. Prime Minister Fundao Stewart is calling for greater vigilance from local authorities and the public to stem the flow of illegal guns into the countries and on the streets. He says it's one of the issues fueling violence and social dysfunction within the country. This as he mentioned the episode outside the Bridgetown Magistrates Court where a man was caught trying to enter that compound with a Glock.
Guns do not fly and they do not swim. They are transported by human agency, and their entry into this society is facilitated by human agency. And these are some of the challenges which as a society we face, and that make our job as fathers, make our job as mothers, make our jobs as government, make our jobs as communities more difficult, because in spite of all of the other successes of which we can boast around us, there are these social dysfunctions that continue to be developed.
Mr. Stewart raised the issue in his address to a Father's Day luncheon at the Democratic Labour Party headquarters at its George Street auditorium. It came as he declared war on social problems plaguing the island, saying his government is making it a priority to address a number of these issues. He believes that these problems have the potential to erode the economic gains made by the country over the last few years if left unchecked.
No matter how well we are doing economically, no matter what the figures are saying about growth and foreign reserves and inflation and all of the other economic and financial indices, if we do not have households that are stable, where men respect women and children understand their relationship with their parents, if we don't have those households, all of the economic gains which we register are going to be reversed and undone, and it will be as though we were spinning top in mud.
Well, the semi-finalists for two of the most anticipated competitions for the Cropover season have been named. Over the weekend, corporate communications specialist at the NCF, Simone Codrington, announced the contestants in the Sweet Soca and Party Monarch competitions. They will be vying for a chance on the big stage at Bushy Park next month.
Adrian Clark with How We Fattin', Biggie Ari, Money Well Spent, Damian Marvey, Know the Face, Don Trent, New Day, Griner, Turn Up the Speaker, Imani, Journey, Joaquin, This Place, King Bubba, Colin In Sick, Meet Me on the Road, Lead Pipe and Sadis, Dreams, Mikey, CEO, Mr. Dale, Nothing Sweeter, Nikita, Burn It Up, Peter Ram, Good Morning, Sanctuary, Baylor, TC, Wine or Carry On, Yannick Cooper, They Don't Want Us to Fat.
Well, the reserve for that competition is Cooper Dan with Home, and the Party Monarch competition will feature for the first time a father and daughter combination in Adrian Clark and his daughter Azizi. The duo, AC Squared, is leading the semi-final charge.
AC Squared with Soca Season, Blood, Get On Bad, Donnell, Wet Me Down, Edwin Yearwood, Bowl, Faith Calendar, I'll Be There, Hyper Songs, Bam Bam Back, Ian Webster, Walk Up and Rum, King Bubba, One King, Lil Rick, Azerbaijan, Mikey, Live For This, Mr. Dale, Mectafet, Ramses, Traffic Blocking, Lead Pipe and Sadis, Make a Fet, Sanctuary, Smash, Cerural, When We Get Away, TC, The People Place.
And Jimmy Dan is the reserve with If You Are a Bajan, and the finals for the two competition comes off on July the 24th. Well, Damian Marvey is one of the sweeter singing competitors in the mix. His song I Know the Face is also one of the most popular sweet soca tunes in the competition. He's looking forward to the competition after having missed what many said was a golden opportunity last year.
Things don't work out because of me. Right, me first, right. That's I had my own anxieties that night. We had a little burglary thing in the camp going on, but put that aside, I don't look at it as excuses. I just think you go through things so you know what to expect.
And Marvin says he's put that behind him and is ready for 2016.
I just start getting some visions about a presentation that would be different. I will not say anything like that because I have some crazy competitors that are very talented that will take my idea and obliterate it into space. But my manager, Katrina Chandler, and myself have been just pulling together some ideas, just start to think a little alternative towards what would be a nice thing to go along with this sound as not seen before, as not traditional in presenting it. But just needless to say, I take competition seriously.
Meantime, RT's Adrian Clark received a nice Father's Day gift when it was revealed that he and his daughter Azizi, the AC squared duo, will be leading the semi-final charge for the Party Monarch competition with their track soca season. Clark says the pick is a special one to him and they will be starting preparations this week.
With her, no, I can't afford to be too last minute. So I guess we discuss it this week and see what we will do to make it, as we say, special. But for me, it's already special being able to go on stage with her. Never mind that her plan was always to beat me, but she didn't get through to Sweet Soca on her own. So I guess she got settled for the next best thing, right?
And the semi-finals will be held on July the 1st. Well, the Royal Barbados Police Force is promising that it will ensure the safety of all revelers taking part in 4-day morning celebrations. The assurance comes in the wake of a widely circulated WhatsApp message allegedly exposing a group's plan for violent retaliation during that event. Police Public Relations Officer Acting Assistant Superintendent David Belt says the force has been made aware of the conversation and has launched an investigation. In a statement released this evening, he assured the public that all appropriate measures will be taken throughout the Cropover season to provide a safe environment for all persons. This with the support of other law enforcement agencies and private security. The police PRO also encourages anyone with information to call the police or Crime Stoppers Barbados at 1-800-TIPS, that's 1-800-8477. He says that information will be kept in the strictest confidence. While the Barbados Family Planning Association has seen an increase in those using its services last year, around 64,000 services were provided to Barbadians in 2015. Executive Director Juliet Bino Sutherland says that's up 16% from 2014. She says the association is also expanding existing programs such as their flagship Adolescent Mothers program. This empowers young parents in the areas of education, work skills, and parenting.
The girls were saying that we're empowering them, but many of them are going back into relationships or into households where people don't understand the experiences, the new knowledge, the new approach. So that really turned the light bulb on for us that we have to really revisit our work of adolescent mothers and include adolescent fathers as well, because if we want to be holistic and really providing best for the children of our country, we have to tackle both the needs of women as well as the needs of young men.
And the Barbados Family Planning Association is this year celebrating 62 years as a healthcare provider. The recent developments include deepening the association's partnership with the Diabetes Foundation to allow for more intensive diabetic treatment for patients. They've also partnered with the Ministry of Health with help from U.S. aid to introduce stigma-free HIV testing and treatment. This provides more options for Barbadians who risk death by not getting the help they need.
When people come to Barbados Family Planning, if they're test positive, we want to keep them at the association as our clients. And our Dr. Gill is a skilled clinician who's trained in HIV treatment. It allows us to work more broadly with the community, with young people, with men who are having sex with men, with sex workers, with young people who are having multiple relationships. When you come to Barbados Family Planning and we screen you and you are diagnosed as HIV positive, we don't have to lose you.
And we'll have more news in just a moment. Stay with us.
Stock up on canned and dry food. batteries, torches and tape. Update your medicine kit, have a 2-week supply of water, and know your hurricane shelter.
I love my children, and I will do anything to protect them. This season, we are hurricane ready. We have our disaster essentials. Stacked up on canned and dry goods. We have our 2-week supply of water. And we updated our medicine kit.
And we know where the closest hurricane shelter is.
Be ready. Be hurricane ready. A message from the Barbados Government Information Service and the Department of Emergency Management.
Live up, love, protect, respect, and I try to live by that. Be respectful, to the fans. Cricket is one unifying force of the Caribbean people, and as Caribbean people, we have to make sure that our people are well looked after. People don't want to come out and get tested, get the medicine because they're afraid of what people might think. Even if you're infected with HIV, you're still a human being. You're still living, you're still breathing, so we got to love and respect them. But yet still we got to educate ourselves to prevent this type of HIV transmitted diseases and murder to child HIV transmissions. Darren Sami here endorsing the Live Up campaign. 2012, from now on, no Caribbean child born with HIV. We're moving forward, we're educating our people, and it's all about love, respect, protect.
Live up, shout, live up, live up.
Well, it was an evening to remember for 50 residents from St. John honored for their contribution to that parish and Barbados. The St. John Community Care Organization and the Parish Constituency Council paid a tribute to the men and women of St. John. This was done during a ceremony at the David Thompson Health and Social Services Complex at the Cleveland on Saturday. It's part of the country's 50th anniversary of independence celebrations. Speaking at the awards, Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Senator Maxine McLean reminded those in attendance that celebrations like these are important for nation building.
I believe that as we celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence, we have to remember the charge that has been given to us by our Prime Minister, the Right Honorable, Fundle Stewart. And that is to celebrate, but also to reflect on what has brought us to this point, to identify those things that have made us good and we should keep, to look at those things that we have collected or acquired or assumed along the way and that we have to discard, and of course, as we go forward, to look at those things that we have probably achieved or acquired in recent times that we have to maintain and on which we have to build.
Meantime, MP for St. John, Mara Thompson, has again been pointing out the many services offered at the Health and Social Services Complex, named in honor of her late husband and former Prime Minister David Thompson. She says it's much more than a polyclinic.
It also houses the Constituency Council's office, the Health Inspectorate, the Welfare Office, the library, which I know is not as yet in, but they will eventually get here. And there are plans to, it also has a gym where we can do aerobics and training, etc., etc. And then we still have coming on board the dialysis arrangement.
There's a new arm of the Optimist Club here on the island. It's called the Southern Stars Optimist Club of Barbados. And it's already geared up to start 3 major projects focused on helping children and the wider community. The Optimist held a new club charter and installation ceremony last week where members adopted the tenets of Optimist International. They will meet at the Recreational Center in the villages at Coverley Christchurch on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of every month. During the event, new President Hyacinth Green outlined 3 projects, the first being an environmental cleanup.
Where we would probably get children from the junior schools to go out and we'll clean up an area. Another colleague thought that we should do a literacy program And Optimist Adrian has promised us that he would get on board with us and assist us in getting that off the ground. And another colleague thought about going into a few of the schools and looking at those persons that would have just done what we call our 11+ year, but not necessarily the persons that would have excelled or the brightest child, but the child that would have done the exam and done his or her best given the circumstances in which that they would have found themselves and was still able to pull off that exam.
Another Barbadian has joined the growing number of centenarians on the island.
Barbados' latest centenarian is Inez Verona Miller, who celebrated her day surrounded by family and friends at her Bayville St. Michael home. Miss Miller was visited by Acting Governor-General Sir Philip Graves, who toasted her longevity. Two of Miss Miller's great-grandchildren, Achebe and Ayo Smith, were on hand to wish her happy birthday. Granny Miller, as she is affectionately known, was overcome with emotion at times. She was comforted by her grandson, Fitzroy Smith, who told the media how special she is to him.
She raised me, she made sure I go to school, she assisted I go to university, you know, all these things she did. And she was not a rich woman. So whatever little she had, she made do, and she made sure that I had enough to do what I had to do. You know, so I actually am, you know, humbled that I am able now to do things for her. You know, and I'm glad that she's lived this long, so that I do get the opportunity to be as kind to her as she was to me.
Granddaughter Gwendolyn Miller described her caring ways.
It was these two guys passing, and they wanted something from the shop. It was a very hot day, and the shop was closed, and she called them. I said, "What are you calling the people?" She said, she asked them what they're looking for. They said they want a drink. She said, "Come, love." And she gave them the drinks. So then they wanted to pay. She said, "No, if you sell all you got to buy all you want." You know, that's the kind of person she was.
Miss Miller, who still attends church at St. Paul's, told us about her favorite foods.
I like to eat vegetables, and I like enough meat.
She also gave us the secret to a long and happy life.
Work hard, go to the sea, and swim.
According to her family, Miss Miller loves dancing. Let's hope she dances her way to many more happy and healthy birthdays. Lisa Broom, CBC News.
And still to come, we'll look at some of the stories making headlines across our region.